And welcome back. It's part 2 for this week. We're going to be going over the Wolves games for this upcoming week here. They've got the Nets and Knicks both on the road, and then the Jazz. Should be an interesting week. 3 games that are winnable, but we'll just go over them. And throughout the season, we're making picks for all of these games. Just straight up, no spreads or anything. But last week, Jake, how'd we do in season long? What are our records?
We did pretty good. I mean, pretty good. You did pretty good. I did great.
Really?
I went. Yes, I went. I went 4-0 last week. So obviously we both thought Indiana, they would beat Indiana. They did. We both thought they would lose to Denver. They did. You thought they would beat the Lakers, and they didn't. I thought they would lose to the Lakers, and they did. And then we both thought that they would beat Charlotte. So we're doing pretty good. We're on 4. You're on 4 out of 6 so far. I'm on 5 out of 6. So we've got a pretty good read on this team right now, I think.
Okay. Yep. All right. This one tonight was big for that record. The Lakers, man. Yeah. I was watching that one. We're down by 20. I was like,
shout out to Austin Reeves for getting me that dub.
It's like Jake's gonna. Hey, I didn't know Ant was gonna be out. All right, my pick would have been different. Yeah. Or Luka and LeBron, but still, all right. No, it's good stuff. This one, I mean, I'm intrigued to see what we pick for this week, but we can start off. The first game is going to be on Monday here just at Nets. They are 0-5, and they will be coming off of a back-to-back. I mean, this simply is a must-win game. It's not, not for seeding or anything, but like, you gotta beat the 0 probably 6 by then for Brooklyn Nets. Like,
yeah,
I don't have a ton to say. They're really bad. I like Cam Thomas, but like, he's a scorer. Michael Porter, man, I don't. He's fine.
These feel like these are scary players because it's like when these are players that we fit. They're potential Wolves killers in this game. But again, like you said, they need to win this game. Like I think we're both going to predict that they win this game because they should. And they needed this Charlotte win, I think, to feel like they could beat a bad team, and they beat Charlotte very handily. I think they beat Brooklyn. I don't have a whole lot to say on Brooklyn. They have a bunch of weird lineups. Jaeger Demon has been really fun and weird, and their rookies. They drafted a bunch of strange picks with their 5 draft picks. All of them have been kind of weird and slightly fun. So I'm excited to watch this game, but it should be a win. Again, I try and pick out one thing here that they could do that should win them or lose them the game. No one's going to be able to guard Julius Randle. So that's the thing. No one.
They literally have the worst defense by a mile in the NBA.
Yeah, it's so like if he continues playing well, that's going to be a huge boost. Last season, we saw a team that was just as bad, the Brooklyn team, and Rudy dominated them on the glass. I think he might have had like a 20 and 20. Did he score like 30 points in a game last season against them? I feel like Rudy Gobert scored a bunch of points against the Brooklyn Nets last season. Let me Google that. But yeah, so this is a team that they should beat, and they're not a very interesting team to talk about. There is some interesting matchups this week, but yeah, this shouldn't be one. Hopefully,
yeah. I mean, they're going to start Claxton center, Cam Thomas, Michael Porter, Terrence Mann, Saraf. Like they're bad, man. They're really bad. The 30th in defensive rating. 13th actually in offensive rating, but 29th in net rating, which that makes their defense really terrible.
Gobert had 35 last season against Brooklyn.
Like I don't mean to laugh, but this team's terrible.
No, that's laughable. If you give up 35 points to Rudy Gobert, you deserve to be laughed at.
Very true. Yeah, I mean, like you, I don't have a ton of things to say here, and if they lose, we'll have a million things to say. But I don't. I don't like, Doctor Strange sees a million outcomes. I don't see one where they actually.
Oh, that's a dangerous thing to say.
I don't see one where the Wolves lose this game. So
you are tempting the basketball
gods.
It
could be one where they win by 8, and it's like just like pulling teeth the whole time. But man, they're not going to lose. All right, they're not.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to say anything. Let's move on.
Jinxes aren't real, especially with just a guy. I'm just a guy. All right.
I'm a massive jinx guy. I will
That's so
sit in this. I will sit in the same place during a whole playoff game, and if Lauren, my partner, gets up, I'm like, you better sit back down.
I'm the exact opposite. I'm just like the players suck, not me. All right. Okay. All right. Well, that's the Nets game. They're gonna win.
The Knicks is interesting though. The Knicks is interesting.
The Knicks, man. Okay, we could, they're okay. Sorry, the cat trade. It's a stamp huge W at this point. Like, I think you could say that Julius Randle, Dante DiVincenzo, Johan Baron J. I think the Wolves like massively won this trade. I love Carl. I've got his jersey behind me, so just sitting back there.
Mm-hmm.
But man, right now, Tim Connolly, another huge win of a trade, and the Knicks right now look quite bad under coach Mike Brown after starting hot. They're now 2-3. Offense is clunky. Carl looks really clunky.
Looks banged up as well.
Yeah, true. He does have like a quad strain.
Yeah, he looks injured, which has been a kind of a slow avalanche throughout the kind of back middle part of his career that he just can't get over things as quickly and seems to pick up more injuries. So
yeah. They're bad right now, man. They're bad.
Yeah, and I love their team. Like, I just think that they should be really good. Like, I'm worried about Brunson. Like, I just think that Brunson is the type of player that gives Jaden fits. Too quick, too strong. He's so strong.
Do you put Jaden? I mean, they probably will, but like, if it's you, do you put Jaden on him all game? Is that the matchup you're going for?
I would start Jalen Clark in this game.
Yeah,
but if they're not going to do that, then we are going to see a lot of Jaden on him. But I think Clark like seems like a pretty good matchup for Brunson, who's going to get his no matter what. Like, he's just such a good player. But two Bulldogs, low center of gravity Bulldogs. I think that Clark that's kind of like, when I think of prime Jalen Clark, defensive stopper, Brunson's the type of player that I think he should stop, or should help slow down, because they are similar builds. They're similar kind of, like Clark's taller, but it's that low to the ground strength game that they both have. So I would start him. I don't think they will, but I hope that they play him a lot on Brunson. But he still worries me because he's such a good player. He's such a great foul baiter. Clark is still foul prone. I think he's still a bit over aggressive defensively. So yeah, I am. The other guys worry me. Like I said, I'm trying to find things to kind of point out.
Well, I think we like to say, whenever they've faced bad teams, we brought up that these teams don't really have a matchup for Julius Randle. I think in this game, Anunoby and Bridges both, I think, are at least, Anunoby for sure.
Anunoby's almost, like lab built, like it's him.
Yeah, I'm just saying if they even switch, but like Anunoby, man, he is.
Yeah, he's like really lab built to defend Julius Randle, like super strong, tall, good on the block, really good hands. Like, he's going to strip Randle if he gets into that dribble kind of, game. And then he's also going to fly around on the backside and create havoc on other guys. Even if you're looking at someone like Rob as a spark plug, they're like Bridges, Anunoby are the type of guys who can trap him off a screen and really give him problems. So I think they'll lose this game, which I don't think is like a huge indictment on the team. Like, I just think the Knicks will figure it out eventually. And I think this is a good game. I think Cat plays really well against Rudy. Like, he's not the type of player that Rudy defends well. A guy who's obviously going to shoot a lot of threes, and just be like fast, mobile kind of player. So, I'm pretty worried in terms of their prospects for this game. I just think there's a lot of options there. I think there's a lot of ways, if we're doing the Doctor Strange thing, there's a lot of outcome. There's more outcomes if you sim it 1,000 times. I think there's 700 times that the Knicks beat this version of the Wolves if Ant's not playing, which I think we assume he's not for all of these games probably.
Yeah.
Then I think that they probably just don't have the firepower offensively, because it feels like a game the Wolves could really get stifled offensively and maybe not have the defense right now to stop New York kind of getting enough points.
Yeah, I'm 50-50 on this. I think it comes down to Carl. I really am interested in how he plays. Well, I think about it. How many players on the Wolves would you take over Anunoby? Just because we're on him, and I find him to be a really interesting player.
Shit. I'll like not many.
No,
I think I think Jaden is like similar to him, where it's
okay.
You can get a little bit more. I mean, Jaden, because he's ours, like he's our version of Anunoby.
A little bit of bias.
Maybe that's it. Like
Randall, I think I'm taking Randall.
Randall, Randall.
Yeah,
I just completely blanked on Julius Randle as a player. Yeah, definitely Randall, especially Randall right now.
I was like, maybe I'm
wrong. Apart from that, Anunoby still strikes me as the kind of guy who could like score 20 points a season for another team, and maybe that wouldn't be like
he's
the best
really is
version of
like
him.
Jaden. Yeah, similar
but
talking points.
he's awesome. And Bridges has been playing well this season after a pretty kind of down season in his first year with New York. And I just think they're going to figure it out. Like, I think they're a good team.
It's an offense that is adjusting off of last year. It was literally get the ball to Brunson and just figure it out to like an actual offense this year. So I'm intrigued.
And Mike Brown is a good offensive coach. Like, he had that Kings team absolutely humming in that first season with them. So I just think they're trying to figure out this ball movement, player movement kind of style that Brown plays. And coming from a Tibbs team, that's a big adjustment. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, having a defensive coach or defensive mindset when your cornerstones at point guard and center are maybe the worst defensive players like at those positions, when they don't have Rudy Gobert.
And Cat's been bad defensively.
Yeah, like really bad. And Brunson is a turnstile. Like, he's no good on defense. I mean, so offensive coach.
I also think you don't want to get into a close game. Like, I don't like being in a close game with Jalen Brunson. I just think that
if they had Ant, it's probably different. But yeah, for sure.
Down the stretch of big games, he's a big shot maker. He's obviously just a really great player. I'm a big fan of Brunson. Even if he's a bit of a tough watch sometimes, but he's effective. So I just think it's a bit more than a toss up for me. Like, I just think it leans a bit in New York's favor. So that's where I'm going to go. Give me a pick.
Oh God! All right, I'm going New York too. It's I like when it's not the Wolves. I like Carl, so I like cheering for the Knicks. But man, they've been bad. But still, I'm with you. I think they do figure it out.
It's just tough without Ant. Like, it's
it is.
Have to give this team a little bit.
I think it's going to be a game where Randall maybe has his first bad game where he's the New York atmosphere maybe gets to him a bit.
If he scores like 17 points in a game, that's kind of like, I don't know if the Wolves can survive that right now. Like, and he should be allowed to have a game where he scores 17 points instead of 30, but it's hard.
Where he's not Kevin Durant. Yeah.
All right. So the Utah Jazz are really fun. They are not as bad as they should be, which I've mentioned this a couple of times on the pod. The start of seasons is weird. It's just weird. Like, bad teams are good teams are bad. It happens every single season. We all overreact, not just to the Wolves, but to every team. We all fire
Finch.
Yeah. But like, we all, the Rockets were terrible, and the Clippers weren't good enough, and like, this team, the Jazz are playing really well, but it will all level out as it always does. And they did lose by 24 points to the Phoenix Suns in their last game. So this is not a good team, but they're fun. Like, Larry Markkanen is on a heater.
He's averaging 33.
He's on my fantasy team. Great pick by me. He has been awesome. He scored 50 the other night. Like, Keontae George looks like a playable NBA player, which he hasn't in the past.
Hey, Walker Kessler is having a good year.
Walker Kessler's having a good year. Even Yusuf Nurkic has been like not the worst backup big in the world, which he was last season. And then you have, like Bryce Sensabaugh, I really liked, but his minutes have been kind of going down. He didn't play much in the last game. I watched that Phoenix game kind of, thinking about this podcast. But like, Slow-Mo's playing minutes, Cody Williams, Ace Bailey.
Slow-Mo's getting 25 minutes a game.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
And he looks slow, and he looks like Wolves slow-mo-y. So not a surprise that a coach trusts Kyle Anderson, because every coach that ever coaches him does. Ace Bailey's kind of,
he'll get. He's not there yet, but he'll get.
Yeah, no pun intended, but he is an ace up their sleeve. Like, where like eventually he's going to score 35 in a game.
Right,
like,
but he's getting 17 minutes right now. Like, they're not unleashing him yet. So,
and I'm not gonna tip that they win this game, Utah. But I do think this is a danger. It's a banana skin, and you can slip on a banana skin if you're not careful, especially with how volatile this Wolves team is right now.
Yeah, I think the Wolves, I think they come out of this week with 2 out of the 3 games being wins. I just hope I'm right in picking it to be the Jazz and the Nets to be the winning games, because I could easily flip-flop it.
Do you think the vibe, like, how would the vibe be if they beat the Knicks? Say they beat Brooklyn, then they beat the Knicks, but then lose to Utah. Like, 2-1 is a good week in this week. But do you think that's like a vibe killer if they lose to Utah, but they beat New York?
For 24 hours, yeah, but I think after that, it's the 24-hour after a loss cycle that usually comes, and especially because I think the perception of the Jazz until they, prove it for even a half season is just going to be the worst team in the league. So yeah, if they lose to the Jazz, it's going to be like, how'd you lose to that team? It's like losing to the Nets, which is wrong.
Yeah.
The Jazz are better and just more up and coming than the Nets right now. So I think the vibes are going to be rough, but quickly recover.
The thing that's dangerous about both of these, quote unquote easy games is that Utah and Brooklyn are really well coached, both of them. Will Hardy is a great coach. There's a reason why they keep giving him contract extensions, despite the fact that they win, 18 games every season. It's just he's a great coach, and if they didn't keep trading half of his team every season when they're better than they should be, then he would be known as a great coach, and this team probably would have been, this Utah franchise probably would have had a playoff or play-in appearance in the last 3 or 4 seasons. So, and I'm blanking on the name, but Brooklyn's coach is really good as well. And they run good actions and they run good offense.
Steve Nash. No, that was a different time.
No, right, no, that's, you're thinking about the TV coverage.
Right.
Yeah, but it's always a danger when I think you play good coaches, because they will come with a good game plan. Like, their teams are going to start really throwing a lot at Randall. I think we saw it in the Charlotte game that they really packed the paint on him. Didn't matter, but it is, these aren't bad teams who are kind of going to just loaf through a game and hope they luck their way into a win. I think they're bad teams that will come with a plan, and you just hope that your talent wins you the game as a Wolves team, and your steam and plan as well. But it's not going to be a walkover. I don't think either of these games will be a walkover, just because without Ant, they're very like, they can be a terrible team at times too. Like, it doesn't take a lot of things to go wrong for Minnesota to be a team that would win 25 games in a full season without Ant. That's the type of player
for sure.
he is. So I think that any of these games are losable. Any of them are winnable. And if you go 3-0 or 2-1, I would count that as a really good week. 1 and 2 is like hovering on the panic button. The 0 and 3 is I'm like headbutting the panic button until my forehead bleeds.
It's getting the Dante and Rob face mask because you've broken your nose on your own desk. But Jordy Fernandez, by the way, Nets.
Yes, I was thinking Jordan Ott, which I think might be, he's a coach. I think he might be Phoenix's coach.
I don't know coaches in the NBA that much.
Yeah,
man.
but every time. Also, this is a grudge match. My brother is in the States at the moment. He's a Brooklyn diehard fan. He will be at that. Yeah, he will be at that game. So it would just be nice for my family dynamic if the Wolves didn't lose.
They're not losing to the Nets. Come on.
Yeah.
Good vibes right now. It's gonna be great. But Jazz, are you picking win? You are, right?
I'm picking win against the Jazz. I'm scared of Lauri Markkanen. Just quietly, every power forward that the Timberwolves plays really well. That is a Julius Randle thing and a Naz Reid thing. But we're coming off the back of Siakam games, Miles Bridges games. There's other ones in there as well. So yeah, I would bet if I was a betting man, I would bet the over on Lauri Markkanen, and I'd bet the win on Minnesota.
Yeah, and I hope Gobert has a better game than Kessler, because the think pieces on Twitter will be very annoying if not.
Yeah, they will be.
Oh man, what's your Kessler regret? All right, never mind. Who cares? It was 4 years ago, and then they would have traded him for someone else anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. You got anything else you want to touch on, or those are the games here?
Yeah, it was a pretty quick one this week. Like, I feel like the Brooklyn game, not having many talkers, kind of didn't give us a whole lot to talk about, but I think we will have a lot to talk about at the end of the week. Like, there will be a lot of things that come out of this, especially if Minnesota can keep kind of going on this upward trajectory that they were on in the Charlotte game. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, entering the part of the schedule where you look at it and go, you got to win 2 out of every 3 games here, pretty much. So,
and this is how you survive. This is how you survive. Like, these weeks are very important because Ant's going to be back, and you think you're going to.
It's when you want to miss Ant if you have to.
Yeah, but you also need to make the most of like getting a little bit lucky with the timing of Ant's injury. Is that you should be able to at least maintain a 500 record kind of while he's out, just due to the teams that they're playing. So this is a week where you need to win. You need to win against the bad teams, and hopefully, maybe you can steal one against New York. But if you beat those 2 bad teams, you don't need to steal one against New York.
Yeah, and just for us, if you stumbled on this podcast and are like, wow, they didn't really talk about the Wolves, go check out our long one where we talked all about the Wolves. It's posted right before this. Every week we hope to just touch on matchups and just how the Wolves progressively match up with these teams, and it's fun. Keeps me in touch with the wider scope of the league, I think. So 2 in 1 week coming up, guaranteed.
Yeah, these are the preview episodes, but we don't specifically review every single game on our longer podcast, but we talk about those games as a whole in terms of deeper themes. But this is kind of just to get everyone that's listening, prepared for the week, get us prepared for the week, and kind of keep track of what we were thinking before the game. I think it helps me not spiral out of control too. Like when they lose to the Knicks. I know that a week ago or 3-4 days ago, I thought that they'd lose to the Knicks, so that makes it easier to digest.
Yep, I'm with you. All right, hopefully it's not a 40-point blowout like it was last year. That was embarrassing, but should be better.
No pre-game cat things.
Come on.
This is not a Knicks home game. That was ridiculous.
Well, actually, it is a Knicks home game.
Oh, well, it is. Well, there you go. But you know what I mean? Like, if it was at Target Center, there's no need to make it a Knicks home game and get Cat all excited to score 50. So,
yeah, I'm not gonna pretend. I was one of those Cat fans, unfortunately. But now I'm a Julius. I've turned the other way, man. I got the Cat jersey, but I like.
We've
Julius
both been Randall doubters, but it's getting hard because
It'd be weird if we were. It'd be a little like, what are you guys like idiots or something? Like if we maybe we are, but like,
I want another big Jew week, like
And I'm a Dante guy. I've been on this podcast all offseason being the Dante guy. So
I'm wavering. I'm wavering on
Okay,
Dante.
well, he shot like 8 threes and made 5 of them or whatever. So we're good. We're good.
He shot 12 threes.
Shot 12 and he made 5, but whatever.
That's
all right.
I'm okay with him shooting 12 threes.
I mean, honestly, if he plays the exact game he played tonight and just does that every time, that's why he's here.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll do that against the Knicks.
Let's do
10 minutes for Dante. I need playoff Dante against the Knicks.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff. I think we get it. We get playoff Dante against the Knicks, and hopefully a good Julius game, and
hopefully we get playoff Cat against the Wolves.
I didn't want to say it. All right. I wasn't playoff Julius, but he was good last year, so we do want playoff Julius. Yeah. All right. We're spiraling, so we're gonna go. Good stuff.
Goodbye.
Thanks, everyone. See you next week.